Hello, great people. Good evening. Wow, it's amazing. It's another evening, another well short time where we always meet, discuss, talk, share, encourage one another in the path of life. It's amazing to know that you're there for us and we are here for you. And we thank God for this opportunity and for this chance that He has granted us to meet here again since last week on Thursday. And here we are talking about the family matters, and we thank God for everything that He has done to us. We want to apologize for the few minutes that we had a hiccup and a bit of challenge here, but we thank God we're here, and we want to appreciate even for your patience, even those people who are calling to ask whether we're coming live. Thank you so much, and God bless you. I want to acknowledge all those that have already joined. Thank you, Shaluta. Thank you even for always sharing our link. God bless you. Reverend Jane John, God bless you. May God lift you. Thank you to Amboimboro. Thank you for coming in. Janet, thank you. For Simon, thank you for Mboimboro and all the rest. Kindly make sure that you're tagging, you're sharing. Let's make sure that all of us are working towards building this show, because it is your show, it's our show. And as they say, you are because I am, and I am because you are. So we live in a community where we need each other to build each other. So thank you so much. Even as we get to our evening of discussing family unit, how we can be able to build a family togetherness, and that oneness of family, and the things that can open our mind even as we get to festive season. And I know it's a season where people get to gather to share. I also want to acknowledge those people who are following us through our YouTube channel. God bless you for taking your time, and may God lift you up. Kindly always leave a message for us there so that we know how you're doing. Thank you. Even as we wait for the rest to join in, I want to build up our show tonight, and kindly make sure you are sharing. This wisdom is all for us, so make sure even at your page your friends are able to access this knowledge for betterment of our society. And today, you know that our second Thursday of every month, we discuss matter to do with family. And I felt in my heart to be able to discuss family unity, which is a key component. And I was reflecting, this came heavily in my heart, in my mind, that the success of any religion, the success of any church, any organization, the success of any nation is barely based on the unity, the unity called family. So the strength of a family determines the strength of the society. The strength of the family determines the strength of the nation. And when we build strong family, when we build family that are purposeful, they know where they're coming from, then we are sure of we have a strong religion, we have a strong church, we have a strong society, we have strong values and principle, because from family setups, that's where we shape our mind, that's where we are sharpened to be who we are. So we cannot assume the success of any family unit and expect to have a different society altogether, because everything I would say is the shaping, the foundational values that have carried us all along depends, they'll go back to our family, the kind of the way we were brought up. If in your family there was a unit, or rather there was a trait or a character of sharing, you'll grow knowing that it's good to share. If you grew in a family when it was everyone for themselves and God for us, individualistic kind of attitude, that's how you'll grow in life. So family, it's a key component of who we are, and if we can deal with the foundational principles of families, then I'm very sure we'll be able to scale high in the ladder of life. And that's what we'll be dealing with this evening and this night, about family unit. And when we talk about family unity, we are talking about the togetherness, the oneness of family. That means we are speaking from one mind. We are speaking from a common ground. We have a common vision of building this empire called our family. That unity, whether it's a husband and wife, there is unity. whether it is parents and the sibling and the children, the kids, there is unity. When it comes to siblings, the relationship between the siblings, there is unity of purpose. There is togetherness of walking this journey called life. So when we talk about family unit, we're asking ourselves, how can we enhance? How can we build family unit? As they say, majority of time when you come out and you succeed, when you have done everything, the fallback is your family. So that's how important family is. And I always urge people, if you be able to reflect back to build strong family, because a family becomes your backup system. It becomes your backup system. So it's always good to know that your backup system, it is in place, it is well organized, it is well empowered in terms of, if a need be that you'd want a backup, there is somewhere you can fall into. So we'll look at two segments this evening. What can we do to enhance a family unit? And what are the things, the battles, the challenges that are affecting the 21st century in terms of family? And I will start with the positive side of how do we build and enhance family unit? Because I have realized majority of families, their wrangles, their wars, their bitterness, their jealous. How do we deal with all these? Because it's very important. And the first thing that came into my mind, the success of any team based on the success of individuals. That means there is no family unit or family unity if there is no unity among the members there. So that means the understanding of each and every member, it's very important to building this family. The understanding of the father, the understanding of the mother, the understanding of the siblings will determine so much when we talk about the family unit. Now, the one thing that is very important for us to be able to have a strong family unity, number one, it is the power of communication. The power of communication. Because when there is no communication, as we say, communication is the mother of all relationships. All relationships are pegged on communication. When the absence of communication, what happens is a lot of judgment comes in, a lot of assumptions comes in, a lot of darkness comes in because there is no clarity, there is no light. So any family unity, unity that need to work together, they need to stand together. There must be communication. And when we talk about communication, I've always in my trainings and my communication, I always tell people, communication is not what you say, is how you say it. When you're talking about family members, a lot of emotions is very important. So you need to understand that when you're communicating, your emotions are in place. Also, when you're communicating, you're also able to value the other person so that they feel they're also recognized, they're also valued, they're also their concerns are well taken care of. So communication is very important. When there is absence of communication, then I'm telling you, there is no unity. There is no unity, because unity means that we are communicating, we are concerned about each other, how you are doing, and that becomes very important. So you need to ask yourself, how well do we communicate in our family? And I have realized most of the families, their communication is based on the crisis. So if a family is not going through a crisis, no communication. That's unfortunate. I don't know where the societal or the African society mentality came in. You'll find siblings, when they have an issue in their family, they're communicating, they're availing themselves. Once they sort it, they are done. It's like African, we are brought up to deal with crisis. If life has no crisis, then, look at families. When there is probably their sickness, probably there is burial, probably there is a ratio, probably there is a wedding, you'll find that family coming together. It's like we are event-oriented people. And majority of the time, when you talk about the event-oriented people, we are not able to recognize what is that person, or probably that brother, that sister, your mother, your father going through, because sometimes it's good to have a surprise meetings when you have no a formal agenda and you become informal, and those kind of communication, they help to understand what is my brother going through, what is my sister going through, where can I be able to be of help, how can I be able to give an idea of how he can be able to maneuver his life at that given time. I have realized majority of us, we are event and crisis oriented. If there is no crisis, if there are no event, then you find family drifting and shifting and find their gaps until there's another event. And that's why you find majority of time when I go, you'll get people saying that now we need to plan and meet when there's no event, because you realize the unity of a family is based so much on the pillar of communication. When we improve on communication as families, when we have a moment, even you and your family, and you sit down and you don't have even a major agenda that you're discussing, but that togetherness, it is improved, that togetherness is felt, and everybody feel, wow, there is someone who is concerned about me. So communication is a key principle in building family unity. When there is no communication, I will tell you there will be no unity. There'll be no unity. Another thing, very important, as people are growing in a family, what has affected majority of family unity is expectations. Having high expectation about other people. So when they fail to meet your expectation, then you start drifting yourself and you start, detaching yourself from the others, thinking like they're the one who affected you. And it's you who set your expectation too high. I've realized majority of family conflict, majority of family disunities is because there was high expectation, and when they were not met, then you felt like these people were not there for me. I always say this: yes, it's good for family to be there for each other, but also you need to understand, even those family members, whether they're your brothers, whether they're your sisters, they are also going through the same life you're going. So sometimes you need to understand, put your expectation at very manageable levels. So when people will come through for you, and if they don't come through for you, you don't feel like you don't need them. Probably whatever you expected, they could have not met it, and probably whatever they gave at that season, you never appreciated. Why? Because your expectation were too high. When you put your expectation too high, most of the time it's going to affect the family unity, because most of the time you'll find, when I was going through this season, they were not there for you. Probably they were going through the same season and they didn't communicate, or they didn't show. So you feel like these people were not there for me. And the issue is not that they were not there for you. You set your expectation too high. Even have find spouses, you'll find one party setting the expectation too high, and probably also they're not able to communicate well. So when they felt that the husband or the wife was not there for them at that particular moment, they start drifting, they start detaching themselves. And the point is, we always blame the other party without realizing probably it is us. Either we set expectation too high, or we set expectation and we didn't communicate what we expected to get from them, and we left it up to them to realize that we had an expectation that they need to be met by us. And this has affected a lot of families. Expectation. Expecting my brothers will come for me. So when they don't come for me, when they don't come through for me, then I get discouraged. I won't run away from them. And most of the time realize there is no unity because of expectations. And also realizing that majority of time, we set expectation and we don't communicate. What happens is we leave assumption. And when the assumptions comes in, people can assume anything. And I always say this: when assumptions start cropping in, the next thing that is going to be bad is conflicts. Either conflicts, from psychological conflict, physical conflict, or emotional conflict, whichever kind of conflict that will come in. Majority of the time, conflict have been birthed out of assumptions. And assumptions comes in place when there is no clear expectations, when there is no clear communication of what is expected. So if a family unit will stand in unity, then it means everybody needs to understand that I'll put my expectation in levels that people will not strain. And I've realized majority of the time, when you find family unity dying, is because there are people who sacrificed a lot, and along the way they felt like they I've been there for people and people have never been there for me, and they start withdrawing, and probably they're the people who are carrying the family. So you start realizing the unity, it's living. Probably is a parent, is a mother or a father, and probably when they are normal, then you find there is not that unity in family. So it's good for each and every one of us to sit down and ask yourself, what expectation do I put across in my family members? Can they be able to meet it? Are they in a position to do? And even as I'm putting the expectation, could they also be expecting something to add to me and I'm not able to meet it? So communication is very important. Then number two, I've said it's very important to put what would call expectation at manageable level. Thank you. Kindly let us know how the video is, how the sound is. I'll appreciate so much. Thank you, my sister Leah. God bless you. Watching all the way from USA. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you, Dan, for coming in. God bless you. Thank you, my brother Fred Adams. I appreciate for your time, and I hope you're doing very well at St. Mary. Thank you. Let's keep sharing. Drop a comment how it's happening. Thank you, John from Nakuru. Thank you, Monica. God bless you. Let us know how the video is. Thank you, Kevo, all the way from Thika. God bless you for always supporting us. Nelly, thank you, and the rest, even those people in the YouTube. Let us know how the video is. Let us know how the sound is, and also keep sharing. So I was talking about building family unity, and I have said number one, communication is very important. It's key. That the Bible says where there is unity, God's command a blessing. So that comes through when there is clear communication of expectation, clear communication in terms of where do we come from. The point number three, which is very key, in a family that doesn't have a direction, I'm telling you, there will be no unity. And when I talk about direction, as a family, where do we go? Where do we go in terms of vision? And family without a vision, it's a family that's not going to hold, because the vision, it's the glue that holds people together. If a vision can be able to sustain an organization, then family is also a small or big organization. When there is that vision, where do we go? As children of this family, we know what we are aiming to get. We know what we are fighting for. We know where we stand together. We know why we are always there. Because you realize the purpose why we are talking about the family unity is because we can use this as a catalyst to grow ourselves towards what? A given vision. And that's why I always tell, it's very important for every family to ask themselves, where are we coming from? Where are we going? Where do we need to do? Whether it's the parents who lay the foundation of where they're taking their children, so that their children could also run. That's why the Bible says that a father leaves an inheritance to his children up to the fourth generation. And this is the place of the vision. The unity that will keep a family together is because they know where they go. They know the things they stand for. So a family without a vision, I'm telling you, there will be no purpose of us being together. Why are we together? What is our common goal? What is our common principle? For what is our common denominator for us coming together? Because you realize any institution, any group, they must have a common goal. As long as we are born from the same family, we are from the same family tree, that is not enough to keep us together. That's when you find, when you'll get a brother and a sister, probably the last they met is 3 or 4 years, and they're feeling okay, and they're not worried. Why? Because there are no reason as to why they should be meet. There is no reason why they should have an active communication, because what will keep an active communication is because you feel there are values that you share. They're valued that we share. They're principles that we value. There is a journey we are walking together. And realize, family with a clear vision, it is easily, even in terms of battles, even in terms of crisis, to maneuver along and still stand. The family that they're hit by a small battle, it breaks them because they have nothing to hold on. So even as a family, even as you're listening, you need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, what is that common vision that keeps us together? Because minus that, yes, I know, because of the blood is thicker than water, as they say, and that's a subject to be proven. It's okay, but as much as we are born from the same family, we share the same name, there is something we need to grow beyond that, and that's the place of having a vision and understanding as our family, what do we stand for. What is that thing that puts us together? Even when there are battles, when there are seasons, what will still make us come together? What's that thing that will make us excited as a family to move on? And that's why I always say that a family that think outside their box and ask themselves, apart from us meeting, laughing and eating and going home, what else can we do? What other channels can we be able to bring along the way and be able to make us excited, feel relieved, feel a lot of energy to building this family unity. Family unity is very key, and it's always based on what's our vision that we have put into place that build us together, pull us together, and also motivate us together to move on. So communication, number one. Number two, set expectation at manageable levels that everybody can be able to understand. Number three, do my family have a common ground, common vision that pulls us together? Number four, it is genuine love. Genuine love. When there is no love, what will happen is people will feel it. People will tolerate, one another because there is love. People will persevere some seasons together because there is genuine love. Do we have genuine love between brothers and sisters? Genuine love between, the spouses? Genuine love between children without separation? When there is love, there is no separation. When there is love, we are able to stand with each other. Even when we know that I may not have money, but I can be able to be there, either morally, emotionally, psychologically, because there is that, a bond of love that keeps us together, that joins us together. That genuine love that I know I'm there for my brother, and when I'm not there, they'll be able to know you're not there, and behind the scene you're thinking of something else. It's very important for making sure that at the end of the day there is genuine love and accepting people how they are, because I have also realized the biggest challenge we are always there for families, and we appreciate those families who can stand with us materially, but we need to understand, even if they cannot be able to provide to us materially, there is something else they contribute to making that family. If we talk about the family unity, it is contributed by different stakeholders, different shareholders who give whatever they give, and with love we'll be able to appreciate the little contribution each and every family member contribute. I know as people are going for this Christmas festive, of course in every family there's who is who, and the others who are just there, they came to be seen and not to be heard. And there are those people who they came to be seen and to be heard. Even we need to be genuine in our family, that each and every person in that family, there is no one who is bigger than the other. Everybody in that family needs to be recognized and to be appreciated and to be loved. Whichever the contribution they give, whichever way they are able to avail themselves when there is a need in that family. Everybody in that family, if you'll talk about family unity, then that means we need to love each and everyone as they are, because even those brothers and sisters who are struggling in one way or another, it is just a matter of season, and when those seasons change, then probably they will be our help. But even those people who are down there in a family, they must also be able to pull up their socks, because why you find a lot of time the family unity dying is because there are two drift of people. There are those people who have always been standing with this family, and those people who expect that every time people have to be there for them, and most of the time you find these people don't put effort. There are certain clique of people who don't put effort to grow themselves in the family. They have been like in the same cadre, they have been the same level, since then up to now, they're still in the same place. So you need to understand, even in a family, you need to ask yourself, what contribution do I bring on the table? Which part do I play to making this family grow? Because you'll find majority of time, even as I get to the factors that affect family unity, what really happens is because majority of family members will find that people will sit down and everything need to be done for them. And when celebrations and the result are being shared equally, they want to be part of it. And some people will feel, why should I be carrying all through? I need to to let some logs get over my back. And the moment that happens, you start realizing the family unity start dying, because everybody need to ask themselves, what contribution do I bring on the table? How much am I striving to make this unit called family to grow stronger, to grow in oneness. What is my contribution? If everybody were to ask themselves, what is my contribution? Before you give, before you receive, what are you giving in this family to make sure there is unity, to making sure that there is that togetherness, to making sure that everybody in this family is giving the best they can. So love is very important. And those that are loved and those that are showing love, they always need to understand seasons will change. And the season that today people are helping you, then realize your season for you to help others will come. Will you be able to have built yourself using this situation to make yourself better? So love is very key in building family unity. What are the things that are affecting most of the family in terms of the unity? Number one is property, materialistic mentality. Let me use that. Materialistic mentality has gotten to my mind. My brother didn't support me. My brother didn't give me. My sister didn't give me. I will never talk to my sister. He was not there for me. We have become materialistic, and we judge people according to what they can give. And we judge people in our family based on how they stood with us. And I always say this when I'm talking to family. Realize, even those people who look like they are able, they are also struggling at their level. You should never, ever, get into a place where you are mad because someone didn't help you. Leave it to God. He's going to deal with them. Your place is, you just accept it. As I said, because you found yourself in this family, materialistic mentality has affected a lot of family unity. You'll find even kids or siblings fighting among each other. Who is going to inherit what? God, I was listening to a report that was given by judicial department, of the government, and it was very categorical, saying that the successional cases, they're the highest in courts. And when you talk about succession cases, it's all about family, where a family could sit down and agree who is going to take this. You can imagine families spending money to go and sort clarity who should have what. May God help us. That place where we can be able to agree to ourselves who can take what and who can take. But we have become materialistic in the world we are living today. And a brother can eliminate a brother to get. I think someone saw a very crazy story happening in Kisii. A brother killing his brother's wife and children only because of land. This is where the materialistic has gotten to our minds. How do you expect from that day those two brothers, whether he'll be jailed and come back or whatever will happen? In the mind of of this brother, I know I don't have a brother. We have become materialistic generation. We are looking for materials. Parents are going to stand there with a son or a sister who is there for them. But is it the best way to building a family unity? Family unity, we need to understand that it's not about material. And I always say this, no one understands what will happen tomorrow. Whatever you have today, you have no guarantee that you'll have it tomorrow. And those who don't have, it's not guaranteed tomorrow they will not have. All of us live by expectation and by hope. And things change. It's like a wheel. It keeps rotating. So we need to value people beyond material. And I want to tell you, materialistic mentality has really, killed strong families. And may God help each and every one of us to get to a place where to understand, if they help you, it's okay. If they don't help you, it is okay. Your season will come and God is going to lift you. And also to understand, it's not every time people will help you. Sometimes they're good moment for people not to help you so that you understand the energy and the strength that you have. You need to be there for yourself. Materialistic minds. Then another which is more related to materialistic, it's what we would call entitlement minds. I think I've discussed entitlement into details, to a place where that I feel entitled to what my brother have. I feel entitled to what my mother have. I feel entitled to what my sister have. And if I will not get it, then I'll feel bad and I will not be talking to her or to him. That's a place where you feel that, and you are not there when probably they were paying the price to get what they have. And the reality have to be told. Like if your sister or your brother at that particular moment they didn't give you what they have, it's not enough reason as to why you should kill that relationship. You need also to get to a place whereby that understand probably they're not denying me because they want to, or probably even if they're denying me, they're also giving me a chance to what I've said, to reaching out to my strength and create my own path. Don't have this entitlement mentality, because it has killed family. Siblings are looking, they are waiting until when parents are going to die and they can inherit land and other properties. And by the end of the day, the biggest responsibility parents they had is to, give birth to you, give good health, and probably facilitate a good health for you, and also make sure you have education. The rest, if your father is driving, it is not your car. And if he's a man enough and he bought a car, you can also buy a car. We need to have this mind of, I want to get what is mine. Most of the family go to family cases is because there's entitlement. Go to family meetings. People don't greet each other. Oh, he didn't do this for me. He had this opportunity. At the end of the day, you need to appreciate the little people have done to you. Don't have this entitled mentality. It will kill. There are family members who are feeling drained because it's like everybody is looking up to them. And actually, majority of the time, when even you help people, they'll still feel, they'll talk ill about you. People stabbing your back. Can God help us to deal with this entitlement mentality? It cannot build family. Most of the family are dying because of that. Number 3, which is killing family, is betrayal. Family who feel betrayed either by a brother, a sister, a parent, a cousin, an auntie. Betrayal, it hurts. And someone can walk miles and decide to say, I don't belong to this family, because they felt betrayed by a sister. They felt betrayed by a brother. You take a brother, probably employ them at your job, and they are stealing, daylight. You get a sister coming to your house and they mess your marriage. They mess your kids. You feel, betrayed by people you never thought. Place where you feel like you have, look at this, people are working in abroad, and they are sending money through sweat and blood to send something to their family, and even they communicate, please invest this for me so that when I come back I'll get something. And when these people they come back, they find nothing. How do you expect these people to still call you my sister? How do they steal these people? It will take, I don't know what kind of a grace. A daughter who is probably working outside the country, and they're sending their money to someone, whether it's a parent, and they come back and they find their money was misplaced, their money was misused, there is nothing they can be showing in terms of result, and then you expect these people to still, laugh and hug one another. We need to be genuine when we're dealing with brethren and our sisters and our brother. The small effort they are giving, betrayal will cause someone to denounce and to disown their own people. So we cannot continue expecting a family to grow together. We cannot expect a family to stay together when there is sense and people have experienced betrayal. And the hardest and the most painful thing is when you're betrayed by someone you had trusted them. You had given all the best for them. Some of the parents, they gave the best for their own children, and their children are not there for their parents. And sometimes parents don't want even to hear the names of their own children because they feel they are not there for them. Remember, I said the reason why we should always work hard to have a family unity is making sure that unity is helping us to grow together, build one another, and stand with one another. Once betrayal comes in, people starting packing and leaving. You find the only thing that is left, we share the surname, and the rest is doomed. Why? Because someone was betrayed. They are bleeding with blood. Some of our family members, they sacrificed everything they had to make us who we are. And either the good and practice is that when we reach to a certain level, we need to extend the same hand to them and show them they did something good for us. That is a gesture of me helping them and also making sure that they feel they are part and parcel of this family. But majority of the time, when we have extended that hand, we never returned it in a good manner. And majority of the time, I've listened to people saying, so and so when others were doing, where were you? And probably they never climbed to those levels that you expected to, because they laid their life to be a bridge for us to walk to where we are. So it's always good to know that when betrayal comes in, family unity cannot stand. Family unity cannot continue when betrayal is there. When people have a materialistic mentality. Thank you. I want to check. Thank you, Karanja, for coming in. Thank you, Pauline Gashero, for coming in. Simon, thank you. Magugoni is well represented. I can see United Kingdom of Kabete is well represented by our chair lady Charity Nyathira. Thank you. Julius Wakigosho, how are you? Thank you, my young brother. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, my brother, Isaac, Reverend Muruga. God bless you. Muranga is well represented. Wow. Keep dropping those comments. Keep making sure you are sharing. You're sharing so that we can reach as many people as we can. So, point number 4 that has really most of the time break family unity when people are coming together is because people don't feel there is genuine in terms of the dealings. People feel like others were taken advantage, and others felt like probably it's all about us who sacrifice for this family. And the moment when people feel that we are not praying from an equal or a flat ground, then some people will start withdrawing. Initially, they will start withdrawing. That's why I started by saying this. Each and every family member should always ask themselves, am I giving the best to maintaining this family unity? If that lacks, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how big your family is. It doesn't matter. You'll find people start withdrawing. If probably it's one person who keep calling, if it's only one person who keep texting, then along the way, this person will get tired. And once they get tired, believe you me, what will happen is you'll start realizing that unit dies, because it takes two to tangle. It takes two to work together. When that is not achieved, people will start drifting. People will start saying, do you know what? Every man for himself and God for us. That happens when people feel, Kwani, it's always me. It's me who have to call for the meeting. It's me who have to fund that meeting. When people start feeling the family is becoming a burden, then what happens is they lose everything. They lose everything. So there are no family who will stand when there is no equal contribution. And that's why I challenge each and every family member. What are you doing to grow yourself? Remember, this family that we are talking about is based on you and I. So if I don't strive to grow myself, if I don't strive to change my status, if I don't grow to making sure that if my brother sponsored December's whole meeting, I need to also show that I can do something. If he slaughtered a goat, why don't I slaughter 2 chickens? Do you know, the whole thing is you're also making the other person who gave that, do you know what, there are also other people who are pulling up their socks and I have to also pull myself. It becomes also a motivation. So the place when you find that it's not genuine discussion, it's not a genuine engagement, it's all about one person, this person will get tired. And you'll find most of the family, if they were to sit down, they'll say, when our parents were there, we used to meet. Because our parents sacrificed so much and we didn't build on that sacrifice that they did. So that also when they will be out, either because of old age or probably they transit from this life to the other, will be able to stand and be able to provide and be able to show direction. If I can show direction for myself, I can also contribute in showing direction for my family. If I don't know where I'm doing with, or what I'm doing with my life, it will be very hard for me to sit down in a constructive meeting in a family and be able to say, we can move this dimension. And that you find majority of the family members, why they are just silent, is because they realize, do you know what, this family, the whole thing we can do, we can't meet, it's about 1 or 2 people, the rest are just there, they watch, they don't contribute, they don't say anything, then they expect when things are done, it's like, do you know what, we also part and parcel of this family. It can happen. It can happen. So if any family unit is going to stand times and season, then each and every part and parcel of that family, they want to need kujituma. Let me use the word kujituma, making sure I'm doing the best I can. I'm upholding the values of this family. I'm holding the principles of this family. When people are talking about this family, there is something can be mentioned. And actually, I want to pause and ask this question: in the legacy of your family, what will be said about you? What will be said about me? What is one thing? At the end of the day, people might say whatever they want to say, but people will never change results. They will never change the results. If today it is Thursday, it is Thursday. Whether you want to argue or complain, that will always say, do the best that you can to build yourself, because from that brick called you, that is what we use to build a family. And I want to, even as we're going for Christmas and we're going to have moment of celebrating, I want to say this: always make sure that whatever you'd want others to do to you, you're also doing it for them. If you don't want people to be there for you, always be there for them. If you don't want people to encourage you, also encourage them. And I want to say this. And also, at the same hand, if you're giving with this hand, always make sure that even whatever you are expecting, people can be able to get. And whatever they will give you, appreciate and say thank you. I said by saying this: if we go to a family setup and put our expectation at manageable values, if the mind of giving will always precede the mind of receiving, our family can stand. But majority of the time in our family, we have the receiving mentality and we forgot the giving mentality. If we can always understand that I want to be blessed to be there for them, rather for them to be blessed to be there for me. If God, you can help me to do the best I can to build myself, that when we are meeting in family and we're asking who's going to do this, I'll be number one. And that is the best thing. And I want to say this: those people that they contributed so much to who we are today, we owe them to always remember and always encourage them and be there for them. Our family is very important, and everybody's family is very important. How good is it for brethren to live together? How good is it for this Christmas, family going and accepting people? And you know what? Don't meddle in so much. You get into family and you realize the factor of in-laws come to play. And it's most of the time is battle. It's always battle. So you also, those who have joined this family, always understand you have come into a new family with a different way of doing things. Whether you are a brother, that you have married a sister from that family, give them room to be who they are. Don't come with your own standard. Always this, when it comes to family, this is a place where we always have to learn to compromise. We need to learn to compromise. You have 10 brothers and all of them, they're married. Those are 10 sisters who have joined this family. These 10 sisters are coming in the 10 families. That means they're coming in the 10 different way of doing things. We need to understand the give and take mentality. That will help us to, because you realize when kids are growing, 10 of them, they have a superb moment. But the moment you find them starting marrying different worldview, even as we are opening ourselves to different worldview, we need to understand where we are standing, and that is the foundation called family. So even as we are living this different worldview, we also need to understand not to live that which opened us to see a different worldview. That will help us to be a good family. That will help us to making sure that we are building a generation that values family, unit and principles and values. That is very key for us, because the question will be asked, what did we hand to the next generation? What are we going to tell our children when it comes to us living together? May God help us. May God help each and every one of us to ask themselves, how can I do and to make sure that I'm building a better place for my family? Whether you're a husband, whether you're a wife, whether it's a brother, whether it's a sister, whether it's a sibling, whichever position that you are in that family, what am I doing to making sure that this family is better, is good, is worth to be lived? Are we going to give a legacy of a good family to the next generation? Thank you. Even as we come to the end of our show, I want to acknowledge those people who have joined us. lately. Thank you, Simon. Tumesema we have nailed it. Yes, we have. Hey, my brother. Thank you, Peter Singh. Well said. Thank you. God bless you for other from Kiambu. Thank you, my brother Peter Singh. I know Kiambu is well represented. Yes, it is okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for each and every one of you who have dropped a text. Thank you, my brother Isaac. God bless you. Pass my regards to the other family there. Even those who are watching us all the way from YouTube, God bless you. Brothers and sisters, I want to wish you a blessed night, even as we reflect on how we can make that family we are in, whether it's a nuclear family, whether it's extended family, how we can make them better. It is your responsibility, it's my responsibility to make our family work. Once your family work, once my family work, then it means we have a working society. If our society can work, our church can work. If our church can work, our nation can work. All values are modeled, our values are birthed, all values are shaped and sharpened in the family unity. So when the family unity stands, when a family unity is there, that togetherness is there, I want to tell you, this nation will stand. May God bless you. May God lift you from where you are watching. May God keep you. Till next week, same place, same media. And always making sure that you're making us known out there. Share, make sure that you're able to talk about the Well Show. Because I know we might have started small, but I want to tell you, bigger is our future. We have a bigger vision, and we want to invite you to be part of us, even as we transit from one level to the other. Be part of us. I believe with your hand and my hand, we can build a greater and a worth show. So thank you so much. God bless you. Till next week, same place. We'll be talking about business matter and money. Thank you so much, and shalom, shalom. God bless you.